अस्सलाम वालेकुम सर।
How are you?
फाइन सर, कैसे हैं आप सर?
अस्सलाम वालेकुम सर।
चलेंगे
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum to students. Safir, I think my voice is audible to you right now.
सर आपकी आवाज़ सही है लेकिन थोड़ी स्लो है।
Screen visible to all. The screen visible to all.
Yes sir, screen is visible to all but your voice is not clear.
Sir, voice is not clear.
Is it clear now?
Is it clear now, Aryas?
Ilyas,
Sir, voice is not clear.
I think there is no network issue. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir, I can hear you clearly.
Brother Iqbal, can you hear me?
सर मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि आपकी तबीयत ठीक नहीं है सर, आपकी जुकाम लग रही है मुझे।
Okay, and I can still take a class of 5 hours continuously. Don't worry, Safir.
सर आज अगर आप ठीक नहीं है, फील नहीं अच्छा नहीं कर रहे तो छोड़ देंगे।
सुनिए of generosity. Should we start?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Last.
Some of the students told me yesterday that some of the points of yesterday's lecture were not clear to them. So this is the sketch for yesterday's lecture. Okay, avoiding plagiarism. Let me give you a brief overview of what we discussed yesterday. So, what is plagiarism? Copying the ideas of someone else. Fine. Either the ideas or the words or both of them. Fine. But without giving the credit, without acknowledging the source, without in-text citations, and without bibliographical references. This is what we call plagiarism. Fine. So then we talked about, if you remember yesterday, that why students must remember, why students must avoid plagiarism. There are certain reasons, because if you copy the ideas of someone else, it will not, help you to understand, make your own understanding. Fine, you will simply copy and paste the idea, you will not be able to understand anything. Then another reason, we try to avoid plagiarism because we want to conform to the rules of the academic community, and plagiarism is detected easily by the computer softwares and by the teachers, and it may lead to failure. That is why we need to avoid plagiarism. In-text citations and bibliographical references we have already discussed in detail. Uh, Messages are here. No audio. Like, well, can you hear me now? Can someone guide her, please? Can someone tell her to, click that icon on the top, on the left bottom side of the screen?
सर मैंने वो परसों समझाया था, still she has problem.
Yes. Can you hear me? He's also raised his hand. Muhammad Ilyas, are you there? I don't know what's the problem today. I'll share with you this video. Then you will understand this topic. Fine. Let's start the new topic, please. Sophie,
Yes sir.
if you could
Yes, sir.
kindly help Elias to, fix this issue of the
Yes sir,
sound.
I'm helping. Fine.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Someone may kindly help with the Iqbal as well.
Yes sir.
So in today's class, we're going to start essay writing. Fine, critical essays particularly. So in the writing of essay, we have to go through certain stages, and today we are going to talk about the planning stage only. Fine, because first of all we have to go through the planning stage, then we have to go to the through the outlining stage, then writing the first draft. Fine, over here we have to discuss organizing paragraphs. We have already discussed these things briefly, if you remember, and then we
Yes.
go through the stage of proofreading and rewriting, and only then we reach the very last stage, that is, submitting the final draft. So let's start with the planning stage of essay. In planning stage we have brainstorming. What is brainstorming? First of all, brainstorming is
Sir,
जी
अस्सलाम वालेकुम, हुसैन अहमद it is.
जी
वालेकुम सलाम। सर ये स्क्रीन आज कुछ भी नहीं आ रही है नजर, मतलब बिल्कुल ब्लैक है। वो पहले तो शीट्स वगैरह होती है ना, वो स्लाइड शीट्स,
I'm sharing this slides.
लेकिन हमारी स्क्रीन पे कुछ भी नहीं आ रहा है सर.
Is there anyone who is
It's all
facing the
black.
same problem?
Sir, no one having same problem, sir. Everyone is
Everyone can see
fine.
the sheet, the slides.
We can see,
Yeah,
yes, sir.
Oh God. Then I just don't know what is wrong with my screen then,
Yes, sir, if you could.
because I can hear
you have
clearly,
Sir?
problem.
but
Sir, I have the same problem.
Same problem. If you could
Fine.
kindly. Is it visible to all of
yes,
you now?
now it is visible, sir.
Okay,
Now it
fine.
is visible. Yeah.
So in today's class, we are going to talk about the planning stage of essay writing. Fine. In the planning stage, first of all, we have brainstorming. What is brainstorming? Let me pick a point from somewhere. Okay. What is brainstorming? Brainstorming is a technique which is used to get as many ideas as you can, as quickly as you can. Fine. Let's suppose if we are given a topic for an essay, or we have chosen a topic for our own self, what we need to do, we simply need to pick a pen and paper, and we need to start writing all the ideas related to that topic which are in our mind, fine, on that piece of paper. So it is, a very spontaneous practice, because we do not need to think about any grammatical mistakes, any spelling related mistake, any punctuation related mistake. We just need to jot down all the ideas which are in our mind related to that topic. Fine. It is look at the word brainstorming. Fine. It is actually, brainstorming. It is a kind of, you may say, a storm of ideas. Fine. We have a storm of ideas in our mind, a flow of ideas in our mind, and we direct that flow towards a piece of paper. Fine. So this is what brainstorming is. Brainstorming is a creative technique for coming up with a solution to a problem. Usually, brainstorming is considered to be a group activity, because in organizations, in meetings, particularly when some issue arises in an organization, and the people in the organization are made to sit together, and they are asked to come up with creative ideas to cope with that problem. Fine. To find out the possible reasons of those problems, and to find out the effects of that problem on the organization, and to come up with the possible solutions. So that is usually a group activity. But as far as essay writing is concerned, then that is an individual task. Okay. What is it used for? It is used for collecting all the ideas related to a consent topic or a consent issue. So brainstorming, it is, again, as I told you, we simply take a piece of paper and a pen, fine, and we start noting down all the ideas which are related to the topic we have been given or we have chosen. Now, brainstorming can be done through certain techniques. The first technique is free writing. Keep in mind there is a difference between pre-writing and free writing. Fine. Then we have listing. Another technique is clustering. So the free writing technique of brainstorming, what is it all about? You simply need to write very much freely. Fine, freely. Look at the word free. Free means that, like, you're free from any kind of rule, any kind of grammatical rule, any kind of punctuation rule, any kind of spelling related rule. Fine. So write, you you don't know what to write, then write that. Just write. For example, if I ask you to write an essay on online education system, and you have, no specific sketch in your mind regarding this topic, regarding the things you start writing down. So take a piece of paper and a pen and write whatever comes to your mind regarding online education. Simply write it down. Whatever point comes to your mind, you may write it down in a form of, of a paragraph. Now, rule number 2 for free writing: do not pause in order to spell correctly or write flawlessly, and do not go back to rewrite. Turn off your inner editor. Do not strive for coherence, just write. Fine. It means that you need not to think about the spellings, you need not to think about the grammatical structures, you need not to think about the punctuation marks. You just need to write. Fine. The only purpose is to collect as many ideas as possible and as quickly as possible related to the topic you have selected for your essay. Okay. So if you have observed yourself during your exam, fine, when you are attempting a paper or a question, so before starting the question you start noting down all your ideas in your mind related to a particular question on the last page of the paper usually, or sometimes people write it on the back side of the question paper, if you remember. So that is what brainstorming is, that you bring out all the ideas from your mind and you write all those ideas down. So no grammatical. Uh, you did not to bother about the grammatical structures or spellings or punctuations or anything. Fine. Consider closing your eyes while you are writing. Fine. Or typing. If you're typing, for example, you are using a computer system for your essay, so consider that your eyes are closed. Though they may not be closed indeed, but you may consider that your eyes are closed and you cannot see any grammatical mistake, any spelling related mistakes which you are committing over there. So consider your eyes being closed. If you're writing, or turn off your monitor, computer monitor, if possible. Fine. Let's suppose if you are doing this practice, the free writing, and you are having a computer system, so you may simply turn off the monitor and you may start writing. So you won't be able to see your grammatical mistakes or punctuation related mistakes or spelling mistakes. You will be simply keep on writing. Fine. And this is how you will bring out all the ideas which are in your mind related to that particular topic, and you will write them down, all of them. Okay. Is this clear? Free writing?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Safir, Latifullah,
Clear, sir.
Mariana, Huda,
Yes, sir.
Ibrahim, does
Yes,
it
sir.
sound clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Look at
Yes,
this.
sir.
This is, a rough sketch of free writing. The person is started here, wealth, fine. Then blue joke, crime in the internet. This is a kind of free writing. We cannot see any complete sentence. Fine. Even incomplete clauses are there. Just phrases or individual words are there. Fine. We cannot see any proper grammatical structure. There are so many spelling related mistakes. The writer has not bothered about any punctuation mark here. Fine. So this is how a free writing looks like. We simply write down very much freely. Then the first technique of brainstorming is free writing. The second technique of brainstorming is listing. Fine. We create a list of all the ideas which are in our mind related to that particular topic. Instead of writing those ideas freely, we create a list. Fine. So while creating a list, what we need to do, just jot down a list of phrases or single words you will return to later. Fine. Do not worry about the order of ideas or spellings. For example, if we are given the topic, any topic like this advantages of smartphone, so we may write here, for example, we may start with the multiple advantages. For example, academic advantage. So this is how we will create a list. Fine. Ease in communication, then e-learning, submitting the fees and billings online. Okay. Like so many advantages of smartphones can be there. So we need to create a list of all the ideas like this, and this is what listing is. Fine. Another technique of brainstorming, again, the purpose of brainstorming and listing is to bring out all the ideas which are in our mind related to a particular topic and to write them on a piece of paper. Then the last technique, and which is the most frequently used technique and the most effective technique as well, that is called clustering or mind mapping. We may also call it a spider web because it looks like the web of a spider. Fine. What is a spider web or mind mapping or clustering, it has a graphic form of listing. If you can see this, again it is listing, but it is in a graphical form. Okay. uh, then it simply involves jotting down ideas on a large writing surface. Usually we have a large writing surface such as a chart, fine, a large chart, and we have to write down, jot down all the ideas which are related to our particular topic, the topic which we have chosen or have been given to us, the topic which has been given to us by our teacher, and we write all those ideas down on a large surface of writing, fine, usually a chart. uh, Connections between similarly themed ideas with color coded circles or underlining. Let's suppose if we make a sketch like this and we see that, for example, this idea is related to this one, so we may draw lines like this, if you can see. Okay, this is how we make connection between ideas, or we may give numbers. For example, this is major idea number one, this is major idea number two, this is major idea number three, and this is major idea number four. Then we may give further numbers like this is 1.1, fine. This one is this one 1.2, fine. Then this is how like we can give numbers. We have idea number one, so this is 1 by 1.1, 1.2. This is idea number two, so we have 2.1, 2.2, and 2.3, fine. So we may make connections. We make connections with the help of different colors. For example, I may give a red color to this idea and the related ideas as well, then yellow color to this idea and to the related ideas as well. So this is how we need to make connection between the ideas in order to have a kind of order in our mind. Then later on, first of all, we need to uh, bring out all those ideas and write down all the ideas on a piece of paper. Then we need to create this kind of connection between the ideas. So this is what spider web or a mind mapping a clustering it looks like, indicating other relationship by linking the lines, as I told you. Now here are some examples of this technique: clustering or spider web, fine, or mind mapping. Look at the topic. The topic is, what is an important goal I have for next few years and how will I achieve it? This is a topic given chosen by a student, fine, or given to the student. Now, idea number one: learn a new language. The most important goal, fine. So in the next few years, this student wants to learn a new language. This is idea number one, fine. Then area number two, the student wants to to finish the school. Then he wants to find a great job, fine. And then like multiple goals he or she has got for his life. So these are the major ideas which he has written here. Then these are the sub ideas. Fine, like when he or she will learn a new language, so sign up for a new language course, he will get enrolled somewhere, and first of all he will select a language, then he or she will get enrolled somewhere. Similarly, uh, going to getting a great job, so he or she will start searching for job. They will prepare the resume, the CV, fine. So all these things, they are the major ideas, the major goals in their life. And then these are the further steps, find the things which he or she needs to do in order to achieve that goal, fine. So this is one example of brainstorming. Here is another one: project idea. Usually complicated projects and large projects, the brainstormings for such top projects, they look like this, fine, very much complicated, having so many ideas and so many connections between those ideas. This is very simple one: King Martin Luther, King Jr. Let's suppose if you are given this topic, fine. What can we do? Like, if you look at this, his political protests, fine. Non-violence. Similarly, his racial, his struggles for racial equality, multiple ideas are there. Then the political protests, uh, bus boycott, fine, Rosa Park, march on Washington, I have a dream. So many ideas we can see related to the King the Junior Martin Luther. Then all those, first of all, we need to just jot down, write down all these ideas on this surface of the page, fine, and then these connections can be created later on, because these connections indicate the orders of these ideas, fine, sequence of these ideas. So first of all, we just need to write down all these ideas, and then we need to draw these arrows, or instead of these arrows we may make the use of numbering. Like if I say this is 1, so obviously it will be 1.1, or then it will be 1.2, this will be 1.1.1, fine, it will be 1.2.1. Then we have racial equality, so this is idea number 2. For example, this is 2.1, this is 2.2, and this one is 2.3, then this one is 2.3.1, fine. We may make the use of arrows, we may make the use of lines, we may make the use of numbering, we may make the use of colors as well. Like I may use a red color for this idea and all its related ideas, fine. Then for this idea I may use a yellow highlighter or yellow color, okay, and all for it all the related ideas as well. For this one I may use the blue one, and so on and so forth. So this is how a spider web or clustering or mind mapping looks like, fine. So what did we discuss so far? Certain techniques, what first of all, what is brainstorming? Then certain techniques of brainstorming. So the first technique is free writing technique, and the second technique is the listing technique, and the third technique is the clustering or mind mapping technique or spider web. Is this clear so far?
Yes, sir.
G, come on everyone. Latifullah, Shamsul Haq, Mr. or
Yes.
Mrs. Galaxy C9 Pro, uh, Bilal Wazir, Mehik Rais, Maham Siti Hira, Ilyas, clear to everyone,
Sir,
because we are going to
sir,
have a practical
sir,
activity right now. Yes,
Yes,
I'd like
sir.
to repeat the listening technique again.
listing technique.
Yes, sir. Briefly.
Okay. In listening technique, again, like all these are the techniques of brainstorming. Huh? So we just need to create a list of all the ideas which are in our mind. Like instead of creating this spider web, okay, or instead of writing those ideas freely, we may create a list of all those ideas, fine. Like King Martin Luther the Jr. So I may start, for example, his struggles for racial equality, okay, his speech, his march to the Washington Park, fine. So many ideas related to King Martin Luther, whatever comes to my mind, fine. I'll simply writing all the ideas down like this, without looking the ordering, fine, without looking the spellings, without looking to any other rule. I'll just, create a list of all the ideas which are in our mind related to King Martin Luther. So this is
Thank you so
what
much, sir.
listing is. Gee, any
Thank you,
other
sir.
question? No question at all? Again,
No,
uh,
sir.
I'll
No.
repeat that thing. So Yusuf used to say, either you understand everything or you understand nothing. That is why you do not ask questions. Okay, let's
Sir, we
practice.
understanding everything.
See, who is talking?
सर आपके होते हुए ऐसा हो सकता है कि हम समझे नहीं.
ऐसा हो सकता है कि आप समझे नहीं. Why not? Everything is possible in war. In online
But
teaching
this
is
is
World
just
War Three.
possible,
Keep
sir.
in mind.
Yeah, definitely, sir. Everything is possible.
Fine. So let's
Some people.
practice. Let's practice.
Uh,
We left with 10 minutes so far. Okay. G, Let's select a topic. Is the whiteboard visible to all?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
For example, unemployment is our topic today. Okay, so let's brainstorm for this topic. Fine. Simply, let's write down all the ideas which are in our mind related to this particular topic. Come on. G. Everyone, come on.
सर
Uh,
lack of education लिख दे सर
Unemployment, causes of unemployment in Pakistan.
Come again, please.
causes
Causes.
The COVID
Definition of unemployment.
G. Hudayban.
19 and lockdown,
Come again.
down and COVID-19.
COVID-19. Okay. Fine.
Effects on society.
19 की वजह से अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट हुआ है अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट की वजह से COVID-19 भी हुआ है उधर
Okay, fine. G.
GG, COVID-19, COVID-19.
G. Come on, everyone.
lack of resources, sir.
Lack of
Resources.
resources. Good. Fine.
Lack of education, sir.
Lack of education. Very good. Lack of education. Come on. G.
Corruption.
Corruption. Very good.
Technical education.
G. The lack of technical education. Okay, good.
Sir, technical.
Technical
Yes.
education. Good.
Lack of technical education, of course.
Lack. Okay, fine. G.
Drug addict.
half newly born child
G.
High birth rate.
High birth rate or overpopulation.
Overpopulation, yes.
very high
Overpopulation.
birth rate sir
Fine. High birth rate. G. The rest of the students, come on, let's participate.
Poverty.
Poverty, good. G. Come on. Anything else? Safir.
Financial crisis.
Financial crisis.
सर क्राइम रेट भी बढ़ गया है सर या बढ़ जाता है इसमें सर
Exactly. Crime rate.
Crime rate. E. Anything else? D. Come on. Does it have any effect on the minds of people, like anxiety?
Yes.
G.
The lack of jobs भी आ सकता है ना इसमें
Lack
unemployment.
of job opportunities. Good.
Sir, the lack of will on the part of the government.
Means a lack of job opportunities, or you may say lack of small industries. G.
Yeah, something like that,
else?
sir.
G. Fine. Anything else? Come on. What can be the possible solutions for unemployment?
Sir, unemployment.
सर पहला सोल्यूशन तो ये है कि हम ये मुल्क ही छोड़ दे कहीं और चले जाए
No, no.
Fine. Going
Not
abroad.
option at all.
Going abroad. Safir, wish you good luck.
थैंक यू
Okay.
सर
Any other solution?
It's like a true Pakistani
Sir,
speaking.
going to urban areas from rural areas.
Okay, going to urban areas from rural areas. Good.
Control of
Education.
birth rate.
Education,
Spreading education.
controlling population.
Yes, sir.
Someone said
Population.
controlling,
Increasing job opportunities.
increasing job opportunities. Good.
The increase of supporting small businesses.
Very good. That is, I think, one of the best solutions. Small industries. Very good.
Yes, the small industries.
G. Any other idea?
Sir, giving technical education.
Technical education.
Giving technical education.
Very good. giving technical education. Fine. Anything else? G, come on everyone, let's participate. Okay. I think these much ideas are sufficient enough. Now
Yes.
let's relate all these ideas. Fine. Let's look for the causes of unemployment. We have this topic, unemployment. Fine. Let's look for the causes first of all. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. The causes are, one of the major causes is this one, corruption. Fine.
Yes, sir.
G, let's find out all the those things, all the causes. COVID-19 can be one of the causes. Fine.
Lack of education.
High birth rate. Fine. Lack of opportunities, lack of resources, lack of education. Fine. Lack of small industries. What else can be there? G, lack of
Financial
technical
Financial
crisis.
education.
crisis. Financial
Financial
crisis.
crisis, it can be the cause as well as it can be the effect of unemployment. Fine. Can you see any, okay, overpopulation or high birth rate, both are almost the same. Fine. uh,
Yes.
what else can be there? Can you see any other cause?
Crime rate.
Crime rate, sir.
Anxiety, sir.
Crime rate can be, it
It's
can be the
effective.
effect. It's the effect of unemployment.
Yes.
So now
Main
let's,
effect
these are the
only, yeah.
causes. These are the causes. Now let's pick another color and look for the effects of unemployment. So unemployment leads to a high crime rate. Fine.
Yes.
Anxiety.
It may lead to poverty. Exactly, it may lead to
Poverty.
anxiety. Fine.
Yes.
What else can be there?
Lack of education then.
It can, exactly, when we do not have jobs, we do not have new education institutes, so lack of education is spread in society. Fine. What else can be there?
Yes, sir.
Health issues.
Health issues. Fine. Health issues, if we have, for example, written down, so we will highlight it with the help of this yellow color. Fine.
Yes, sir.
So all these are the causes, so the effects of unemployment.
The
Now
effect
let's
of
look for the possible solutions. Fine. So increase job opportunities, if you can see here, going abroad for Safir. Fine. Starting small industries, establishing small businesses, controlling population, increasing the literacy rate. Fine. Giving technical education, and going to urban areas from rural areas. These are all the solutions. Okay. Now if we look at this spider web, this clustering technique, we can here write effects. Fine. And we can here write solutions there. Now
yes.
we have all the effects which sorry, the causes which I have highlighted with the help of a red pen. So I'll highlight it with a red pen, the causes. Fine. This one is, these are the causes. So all the kinds, all the red colors I can see. Fine. For example, they are the causes. Okay. Then yellow, we have the effects. This one. Fine, the major one. So all the points which we can see highlighted with the of yellow color, like this one or this one. Fine, these are all the possible effects of unemployment. And then we have got the solutions, yellow. Fine. So this one highlighted with yellow. So wherever we see a yellow color, like this one or this one or this one, fine, all these are the possible solutions for unemployment. So this is how we may create, we may, brain